Okay. Okay, so yesterday I did like a catch up and um like a video on my YouTube and fine. I'm just saying that's the sequence of events. Yesterday I did a catch up. Um and today I'm gonna do some work with Fen, but first I wanna like kind of level set on what this is, like why I'm not why I'm doing this, but like who I think probably would want to who might benefit from this. So to do that, I'm a storyteller, so I'm gonna tell a little bit about myself. Um, I I'll just describe myself as a horse person. So I would start out by saying I'm in my 30s, like I'm 36, and I have been around horses. I think my whole life. I think the first horse I was on, I was 3, and when I was a kid, I like biked over to a horse stable in my hometown, and I like mucked out stalls, and in trade I got some riding lessons. So they were just like English pleasure, just basic riding lessons. And I think I was in like a horse camp there, but I was like a kid. And then my parents moved us to a more rural area, and we had horses just like over time. Like, for example, the first horse I think like that really sticks out in my head is a retired standard bred racer. His name was Money Supply, and he was like 20. I don't know. He was old. And he was not like a school horse. He wasn't even like a go around a ring horse. Like we just dicked around in fields with him. And like we had some quarter horses over time. And then I went to college, had my children, started my life as an adult, and didn't have horses, although my family, and I'm pointing that way because they live over there, they did have horses. So what I'm trying to say is like I've been around horses my whole life for real, but my formal training is like 5% of that time. A lot of my time was spent on horses, like on trails with my sister. We just go riding out in the woods, and like it was probably very unsafe, and it was definitely not good riding. And that's fine, like whatever. So fast forward to now, I have been working with Connecticut Draft Horse Rescue since like 2016 or something, and I've had 2 sets of draft horses from them. This is the current crew, but the first one was a big Shire named Teddy and a big Percheron named Cole, and they were sweethearts and older, and they have passed on. And like I learned a lot about draft horses and about rescues from them. What I hadn't really tapped into at that point was like horse training. Like I don't know what I want to call it, but I was able to like connect with them, keep them safe, keep them healthy. Like I think my like barn management practices are pretty decent. But like the training aspect, the mental, the psychological aspect of horse training, like I hadn't really gotten deeply into. So in 2023, I bought my filly, Marion, sight unseen from South Dakota. She was like 4 months old, and she's a Percheron filly from like a working farm ranch. Shipped her in, and then immediately was like, oh no, I gotta figure out what I'm doing. Like, this is the cardinal sin of horsemanship to like have a baby horse when you're not qualified. But I did anyway, and like I want people to relate to this because it's not unusual, I don't think, to get a horse that's maybe like out of your league or out of your experience or whatever. And I don't even think it's like that bad as long as you're willing to put in the work to like figure out what to do, and as long as you don't create any monstrous habits like I did. So my problem with Marion was I was really like lovey on her. She was just so tiny, and I just loved on her. And now like the last 6 months I've spent just untying that knot, basically helping her to understand she needs to get the fuck out of my space. Here we are. So I spent since like June, intensively studying with Chelsea Kennedy, and it's not a formal study. Like I have Marion over there, and I do lessons with her, so training sessions, and then I do also like riding lessons on a warm blood over there, just to like actually figure out how to use proper classic cues and seats to ride. And I also help her with her marketing and her Patreon and all sorts of stuff. So what I'm trying to say is I have been intensively studying horse training for the last 7 months or something like that. And I also follow along with this online method called TRT method, and I find it incredibly helpful. So like that's my horse background. It's spotty. Like I'm familiar with them, I'm comfortable with them, like I adore them, obviously, but like I'm not a professional, and I'm not a competitor at all. I don't even have goals to compete. So then the other thing I wanted to share was like, I'm a pretty low-key barn owner. So the barn that Marion is at is like this beautiful facility, and it is for competitors and people who just like want that specific type of horse lifestyle, which is like a boarding environment with a big indoor arena. And like, first of all, I would love an indoor arena, because it's windy and cold and like, you know, but it's this particular setup that I don't have, which is fine. I just want to make sure this is on. It is. What I do have is a $15,000 shed row barn, with 2 stalls on either end, and in the middle is a grain room. It's where I have halters, grain, cookies, tools, pitchfork, that kind of stuff. And over there, oh, it won't go that far. Come on. Well, over there you can kind of see, that's my garage. It is attached to my house. And in that garage, like a legitimate, just regular old garage, is a round bale of hay. And I get those brought down by my dad on a weekly basis. And my garage is full of hay. I am really, really lucky that my parents own a cattle farm next door. Otherwise, I think what I'd have to do is buy hay up front from a farmer and then like go get it weekly, which is hard to do. All that to say, I think I have aside from the hay storage factor, a pretty typical horse situation. Like on my own property, we have this small paddock thing that I keep them in overnight because I'm neurotic about fences. I can open up to about an acre for like a winter, and not even an acre, if I'm being realistic. Call it 3/4 of an acre of just like they can get out and run around and like roll and like get out of this little space during the winter time. And then like I borrow pasture from my parents up at the farm, and I'm gonna have to walk them there every day. So why I'm rambling on about this is like, it's not perfect. I have to store hoses in my kitchen so that I can run water twice a day. My hay is in my garage, and I do not have like an actual working space for these 2 horses. So if you're that type of person and you're like, I don't even know if I should have horses, like I'm not qualified, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I think you can get a lot done in these small spaces. That is like my main point for this video today, is just like, if you have good intentions and you're considering the top priorities for your horse being like forage, freedom, so the ability to move, and friends, having a buddy, and you're keeping up on hoof and health care, and they are at an appropriate weight, I think you're doing a good job. Like that's the basic. The horses, like, I don't know that the horses care if they have a job or not. If I decided I was never going to work with Fenrir again, I don't think he'd really care. Like, I want him to be a good citizen and I want to do fun things with him, but like, I don't think he'd care. I know for a fact the mule wouldn't care. So, anyway, this is a 10-minute video just saying like, hey guys, welcome. This is a very, cobbled together version of what this can look like, and like I hope that you relate to it. That's it, that's all I got. So now I'm gonna go do some training. Okay, here's my plan. Let me make sure this is on. one time I was filming for my boss and I didn't make sure that that green light was on, and it wasn't, and yeah, the whole thing was fucked. Okay, hey, welcome, Nightmare in the Valkyrie. I've got Fenrir behind me. He is still sort of in his pajamas. He's got bedhead going on with shavings and stuff, and he is eating like a glutton and wasting hay because I bought cheap carabiners to clip those hay nuts in, and they've ripped them apart, so I need to go get better ones. I digress. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on getting a halter on him, doing some tension release. We're familiar with those things, so those are the wins. So that's step 1, halter on. Step 2, tension release. And step 3 is we're going to see if we can get him to move his front legs, like side to side, away, without him blocking me. I don't know how it's going to go. It could go really poorly. It's a possibility. I've watched the videos. I've done this with my mare, but my mare isn't aggressive. So I don't know. We're going to see. So off we go. I think I'll leave the microphone on, but I don't know if we're going to keep sound on because it's really windy out. My toes are cold. All right, I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna stop talking. Go do the thing. It's like 9 degrees out. It's not great. Okay. Oh God, and I'm sorry to everybody who has to listen to me sniffling, but like I said, it's 9 degrees out. What are you gonna do? All right. Hi, Fen. Oh no. I think I'm just gonna do it. Hi. Oh, hello. Good boy. No sense in pussyfooting around it, huh? So that is a common occurrence with Finn, is putting his head up. We'll work through that. All right. Hey, it's all right. So we're freezing a little bit, which is normal for him. And we're pulling away, which I don't like. Hi, I need your head. You're too tall for that. Good boy. I find this to be the most dangerous part of all of it because I never know what he's going to do. Okay. And I'm right underneath him. You can see his ears are kind of back, which I need to look into a little bit because I can't tell if he's just listening or if he's mad. We'll see. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Hi. You're feeling friendly. I know it's cold. I should have my gloves off, but here we are. All right, let's try. All right, I need to check up on this a little bit. So good job. In these videos that I've watched with Tristan Tucker, tension release is really important because obviously if you have a tense horse, it's tough to work with them. So what he's saying in his video is follow the tension until it goes away. And you can just follow him if he moves, according to these videos. And I don't think that's released. That is, though. Nice job. So the idea is to teach him. He's too close. Yes, good boy. To teach him to learn when he gets tense what to do with his body. So, go on to a different part maybe. Good boy. Nice job. So where it gets sensitive for Finn is his belly. And it's hard to watch both parts of his body at the same time because Finn is a kicker. Good boy. And I want to watch his ears and his face. I also want to watch that back end. This is the part he gets very sensitive, and I actually haven't delved far into this part. So we're just going to watch. Good boy. And we're just gonna be, yes. I use a breath out. Chelsea taught me that for to slow down and to stop. You can see he's annoyed. But this is better than we've gotten before. Good boy. And every time I back off, I just give him some space. That's the reward. It's also just to let him process. You're a good guy. I'm very bothered by this. And you can see, I'm just trying to find that. Yeah, good boy. Trying to find that tension. This is an exercise. It's literally mindfulness for horses. So the first couple days, oh, the rope's scary. The first couple days we did this, it was, oh God, just scary, scary, scary. We have not done very much work on the left side, but on the right side. On the left side, as I was working through it, the initial response was just, oh shit, and he just put his head up really high and he was like, what the fuck are you doing to me? I think we're starting to get it though. And we don't have to have this skill down pat before we do other things. He really needs to work on his leg movement. We're having a hard time with this one. Ah, good boy. Okay, that was close enough. I think he might have been just moving away. We're going to work on moving our legs over. So he's going to be really upset about this because I'm going to use a flag. And I'm using a flag because because I think it's important that he understands he's a big boy. So first we're just going to introduce this. Can you see? We're going to introduce this flag and he can smell it and know that it's not a big deal. I have used this flag. Yeah. I have used this flag before to make him fuck off over the food. By fuck off, I really just mean like get out of my space. So we're just going to see if we can get him to take that left foot behind his right foot to the side. So I'm going to... Oh. Good boy. That was it. Just a little step. I don't have a lot of space in here, so we just really need to go back and forth. And he's very nervous right now. I say this, let's see. Hey, good boy. So we're going to do the opposite now. We're going to take that right foot behind the left foot. So I'm going to give him a cue. Over. Good boy. So there's a few cues happening here. I've got the first one, which is the gentlest, which is just, hey, we're moving over. So that's my left hand. Nope, we want to go, but we want to go back. Okay, I don't want to be confusing to him either. Walk up. Yep. Good boy. So now we're going to move. Yeah, he's anticipating, he's nervous, trying to figure out what I want from him, which is fair. So I'm going to motion, we're going that way. I'm going to lean my body. Over. Yes, good boy. Okay, a little bit more slack. That's okay, you're okay. Over. The flag's all caught up. Good boy. Walked up. Yeah. Good boy. So we're just going to sit for a sec because it's a lot. But for that little brain, yeah. It's a lot. There's not a lot of space here, to be fair. And he's giving me like very, very subtle, like, okay, I kind of get it. I kind of don't. I'm nervous. But in an ideal world, I would have a lot more space in this. But hey, it's not an ideal world. It's January in Maine. We're going to try it again. Nope. Good boy. Good boy. That was close. He moved over. I wanted him to move over. Wrong foot, but that's okay. We're going to move him the other way now. Good boy. Good boy. My toes are absolutely frozen, so we're going to halt this because I have the wrong boots on. I knew that was going to happen. We'll move him over one more time after I get this. You're all right. Over. Good boy. Over. Come on. Yes, good boy. That's it. That's all I wanted. Good boy. We're done. Good job. Okay. Let's meet in the middle again. I don't have anything. Good job. See, not one bad thing happened to you. It's okay. We're going to work on that tension a little bit before I let you go. Huh? Okay. Yeah, good boy. He can feel it. He can feel it. Yeah. Oh, good job. We're just going to undo this. You can't pull away while I do it. It just teaches him a wicked bad habit. Everything is training. Good boy. Thank you. And I just walk away. That's it.